was playing with her new doll that was a gift from her grandma. Everything was normal until she noticed something strange and something terrifying happened to her.
No sé si lo mostré al principio. Y este tenedor amarillo. Pues tiene... Se me está cayendo todo. Perdón, se me está cayendo todo. Dos cuchillos amarillos iguales. Tenemos otro cuchillo amarillo, pero más como amarillo flúor. Una cuchara. Un rosquete para aplanar masa. Una cucharita. Y un tenedor. Bueno, ya. Después, las tacitas. Tengo esta tacita y esta tacita como sucia. Huevo, ¿sí?
People in the hotels started to hear someone crying and screaming next to the beach. They decided to call the Polichero check if someone needed help. When they arrived, the officer had heard the screams and saw a woman, but after minutes trying to get to her, looked like she was moving away until it disappeared.
¿por qué esa vaina? Los gritos, se siguen escuchando los gritos. En el fondo, ¿no? Hay una persona abajo.
¡Identifíquese, señor!
On May 20th of 2024, a woman named Shireen Ann notices something in her apartment that leaves her extremely unsettled. After this incident, she made a video detailing the events that led up to that night. It all started a few days back when Shireen was home alone with her children. Looking back at this moment, she regrets that she didn't take it seriously.
Bij fuck, dit er naar.
To Shireen, this occurrence wasn't something to be concerned about, as she thought it was her upstairs neighbor doing some interior renovations. But the following night, it happens again.
Avbryter mig bara. Säg det bra.
It was at this moment that Shireen began to think that it wasn't her upstairs neighbor, but instead someone or something else. She would continue to be on edge until the next night when it didn't happen. No noises were heard whatsoever on that night, but as she takes a random photo for her Snapchat to let her followers know that she was going to bed, she captures this. Shireen had no idea that in the photo she took, something appears. It was only after someone on Snapchat saw the photo that she was told. Looking closely, it looks as if someone or something is staring at her. She believes that they, or it, had been the one responsible for the noises she heard before. Now the figure isn't clear at all, but you can make out an outline of a body, which is pretty creepy in itself. Not much else has been said about this occurrence, but one can assume that Shireen was terrified upon seeing it. It's photos like this of eerie figures that are pretty creepy. A similar photo was recently posted on Facebook. However, the figure in this one is a bit more clear. The context for this is that a theater student had taken a photo of the audience in the upper balcony and captured this. However, a morbid-looking person is caught in it. Like this image, Shireen's pic remains a total mystery. She doesn't know who or what was inside her apartment, and she doesn't know if it's still there. With no new updates since then, it seems that what was captured will continue to remain unknown.
He was working the night shift when he sees this through the surveillance cameras. Reddit user Heron explains that his father was working as a security guard in an undisclosed location, and that every night during the later hours, through the elevator security camera, he sees this. A white figure resembling a woman in a hospital gown can be seen just standing there in a dim corner of the room. Now, if it isn't haunting enough seeing this ominous figure through the CCTV cameras, the security guard mentions this isn't the first time he sees it, but almost every night. Working alone at night and not knowing where this figure's coming from, the guard left it undisturbed in fear of this not being a person, but something else.
She was home alone when she sees this. A young mother named Madison explains that ever since she was growing up, strange things would happen inside her house whenever she stayed home alone at night. One night, while she's alone, Madison hears voices coming from the kitchen, so she grabs her phone and captures something chilling.
It's late and I'm hearing voices in the kitchen. It's just me in here. I'll show you. Sounds like something's banging over by the washer.
After heading into the kitchen, a faint voice can be heard before suddenly what sounds like footsteps running at her bare feet can be heard.
Sounds like something's banging over by the washer.
Startling her as she moves back to try and get out of the way. Madison believes she has captured the source of these footsteps and sounds because a few years ago, while she was home alone in her house at night, she heard a loud crash coming from the bathroom. So she goes upstairs to record and captures this. And after reviewing the video later on, she noticed she had captured something undeniably terrifying. A dark figure can be seen moving across before rising up and disappearing behind the door frame. The figure moves in an unusual manner, unlike that of a normal human. Madison believes that this entity is what's been haunting her house for many years. A man named Caesar was staying at a haunted hotel for a few days. During his stay, he attempted to contact the paranormal by using the mirror as a portal and offering his soul as a vessel. He believed this would allow him to communicate with entities from beyond the world of the living, but in doing so, he made a grave mistake. After trying to contact something, he ended up passing out and eventually woke up bleeding. Now, ever since returning home, something seems to have followed and attached itself to him. as strange things now happen in his house. And ever since this day, his baby won't stop crying every night. One night, he's home alone with his recently newborn baby sleeping deeply, when suddenly, the baby starts crying out of nowhere. It's at this moment Caesar pulls his phone out to record. Watch closely.
Escucha. Ahorita ya estábamos dormidos y mi bebé empezó a llorar de la nada y se empezaron a escuchar cosas como llantos. ¿Escuchan eso? Es que no me creían que se estaban escuchando cosas en mi casa. Vente, mi amor. Vean, el control está aquí. Yo estaba volteando para cargar a mi bebé porque se estaban escuchando muchas cosas. Vean, escuchen. Vente, mi amor. Vente, bebé. ¿Soy yo? ¿Soy yo? Se movió eso. ¿Se alcanzan a escuchar también?
Loud bangs can be heard around the house and the TV turns on by itself. After hearing these strange sounds and finding nothing, he goes back to bed to rest with the baby. But then things get even worse.
Escuche. Me empezó a llorar. Estoy solo. A ver, voy a ver qué es lo que hay ahora. Espérame, bebé. Espérame, papá. Voy a ver que no haya nadie aquí en la casa. Que se supone que todos salieron de viaje. ¡Hey! ¡Hey! ¡Hey, mi bebé está allá! Mi bebé está allá adentro. ¿Qué pasó, mi amor? ¿Qué pasó? Vente, mi amor. Vente, bebé. Chao, mi amor. Chao, mi amor. Estamos haciendo nada.
The window opens by itself, and when he goes outside to check who's there, the bedroom door slams shut on its own, and the baby starts to cry. Not knowing what might be going on in the room with his child, he quickly tries to get the door open, and a box can be seen bouncing down the stairs by itself, but there's no one there. After a few nights of being alone, his girlfriend finally returns home after staying at the hospital for a few days. Shortly after, his sister arrives and finds a strange package at the door. After opening it, they are left deeply disturbed.
Esto se me hace muy raro. Yo no pegué nada. Se me hace muy raro.
¿Estás seguro?
Yo no pegué nada. Yo de verdad no pegué nada. Mira. Ve. Ve.
Ay, se guácala. No. Huele horrible.
tápalo bien.
¿Qué es eso?
Siguen escuchando demasiadas cosas, ¿verdad? Mira.
¿Qué es eso? Es que todo viene de otro lado.
¿Qué es esto? O sea, ¿y graba, güey?
Strangely, some bits of meat can be found inside the bag along with a creepy-looking jar full of strange stuff. After contacting a specialist, Caesar believes it is some form of witchcraft, as something wants to claim his soul after he offered it. Now he believes he must go back to the hotel and attempt to undo the paranormal torment he has inflicted on his house so that his baby and family can be at peace once again.
Vení conmigo. No te vayas, vení. Quédate acá. Quédate acá. Deja de ladrar, quédate acá. ¿A dónde estás mirando de camino? Vení acá, Benjamín. Vení acá. Andate.
Man has been on his new apartment for 1 week. Paranormal activity has been happening since then. He has been sleeping in the first floor because strange things has been happening in the second floor. His wife didn't bill of him because she was still in their other apartment in a different state. So he decided to record to send her evidence.
See? It's doing it again. I'm not gonna run. Oh, shit.
Morning, guys. This is just a quick update because I gotta get to work. But when I got up this morning to get my coffee, I walked into the kitchen and saw this. So I guess you guys were right that activity seems to be picking up because I have been, doing renovations. I replaced all this stuff, this dishwasher, this stove, the oven hood there. But this morning when I came into the kitchen, I noticed the cabinet was open, and then I noticed this chair. So I checked the Ring video, and it definitely
I have some amazing new footage for you, and I'm really excited about this. The following video comes from a woman named Amber, and it's out of East Texas. She states they were away for the holidays and just gotten back and were reviewing their Ring footage when she found this on her camera. No, I do not believe this is a ghost. I actually think this is an amazing capture of a Bigfoot. And it's interesting because it looks like it's kind of cloaking. And that is a theory many investigators have, are that Bigfoots can cloak themselves. And that kind of looks like what's going on here. Could just be the quality of the camera. But either way, this is amazing. Look at his stripes, the body characteristics. This is 100% a Bigfoot sighting. Tell me what you think.
Now, not much is known about this next video, considering that the original source is unknown. Where it came from, or who exactly posted this first, remains a mystery. But despite lacking any sort of context, the video is still pretty creepy. Taking place in what appears to be a museum, a group of people visit an exhibit that is, well, a bit disturbing to say the least. As with most lifelike mannequins, there's something quite off-putting about these, but it's not the mannequins that make the video pretty spooky, but rather something else. Whoever took this video seems to have not realized that they captured something unusual during this moment. They didn't see that this was captured.
Very creepy in here.
Appearing out of nowhere, a shadowy figure resembling a woman is caught in the mirror. Its reflection is captured, but the person casting it is nowhere in sight. That is, if it was a person. While some viewers agree that it was a person in the sense that they used to be alive, many believe that this was its ghost. Seemingly dressed in a gown that a woman would wear during the Victorian era, the mysterious shadow passes by, unfazed by the group of strangers in the room. It's as if they've been here for quite some time. But like most videos, without much context, it remains unknown as to who or what was caught on camera.
This is why you shouldn't mess with ancient items. A mother named Nicole explains that while living with her brother and his collection of ancient artifacts, from fossils to arrowheads, they always felt a little eerie. One night while him and her sister were setting up a home surveillance camera that was gifted to them by Nicole, her sister begins to record her brother sitting in bed as a point of reference. But as she does, something terrifying hiding behind him emerges from the dark. Like something from a horror film, an animal-like figure suddenly emerges from the shadows as it looks over his shoulder, then vanishes. The entity's appearance seems to resemble that of a goat, with horns on its head and the shape of its body. Nicole mentions that after that night, her brother refused to sleep in that room. The family hasn't seen the creature since, but they can't shake the feeling of being watched. Nicole believes the artifact collection may have brought something into their home.
He was taking a nap on the sofa when he sees this. A boy fell asleep while watching TV in the living room when he suddenly woke up and saw something terrifying down the hallway, so his father reviewed the CCTV footage. Down the hallway, something terrifying can be seen. What looks like a dark grey figure is seen lurking in the hallway, just standing there watching the boy as he sleeps. And after he wakes up and notices the figure, it begins to dissipate into the darkness without moving. Understandably, the boy is terrified and runs to his parents' bedroom crying. About a week prior to this, the family arrived home late one evening when they noticed thousands of flies all over their home, and it's not the first time something strange has happened. The boy's mum believes somebody did witchcraft on them. Let me know your thoughts on this one.
The following footage was posted by Rochelle G, who had caught something disturbing while exploring an abandoned house. The house used to belong to a happily wed couple who were known as the Evinrudes. But then one night, something very tragic happened to the couple. Mr. and Mrs. Evinrude were relaxing at home when out of nowhere, an intruder breaks in and kills them both. The couple's family was devastated upon hearing about this. They decided to not sell the house out of respect for the couple. But after a while, they decided to rent out the property. However, renters complained of strange occurrences, some of which are just creepy. From drastic temperature changes to seeing shadow-like figures standing outside their window, renters had enough reason to leave the place. The house has been abandoned ever since. That is until Rochelle goes inside and begins to record. She hopes to capture footage of the strange occurrences reported by tenants. But little does she know that something very unsettling would be caught on camera. This is what she caught. Rochelle continues to explore, but something downright creepy is caught on camera without her noticing. Be sure to pay close attention or you'll miss it. As Rochelle pans the camera to the door, a silhouette of what appears to be a hand can be seen in the corner. It is only seen for about a second before quickly disappearing behind the doorway. Rochelle walks over to where the hand was spotted, but when she gets there, the space is empty. Now that's creepy. Now what's even more unsettling about this is the fact that the hand appears at the spot where Miss Evinrude had been found dead. Could it be that Miss Evinrude's apparition was caught on camera, or was something else caught instead? Perhaps this might have been a squatter who was spying on Rochelle, but given that the space where they were seen is cornered with no exit, it isn't certain as to what exactly was captured. One thing's for sure though, Rochelle doesn't plan on coming back to this place, as what was seen on footage has left her spooked.
Through the rearview mirror of the motorcycle, you can see the reflection of what appears to be a woman with a rather pale face. And if you notice, it seems that through the mirror, she is looking directly at the person who is recording everything. The scary thing happens a little later as he is driving further down the road. A small billboard picture of a woman who had died 2 days beforehand. She was the woman in the mirror. Is this a coincidence or could that have been her spirit?